All right, Detroit's own Alice Cooper joining us live this morning to talk about a cool garage band contest sponsored by Cooper Tires. Alice Cooper, good morning to you, sir. How you doing?
How you doing, Ryan? How's Detroit? Tigers, go Tigers.
I was going to go there at the end. What do you make of our Detroit sports teams right now? I know you're a huge sports fan, a huge Tigers fan, a huge Pistons fan. What do you think? We need some help.
Well, you know, I mean, Detroit, since I was a little kid, my bedroom was a shrine to Al Kaline. When I was, I lived in East Detroit, born in East Detroit. And so Bobby Lane, Al Kaline, Gordie Howe, I mean, those were the guys, those were my heroes back then. And Detroit's always been a great sports town, And, I mean, I haven't lived there since I was 10 years old. And people say, where are you from? I say, Detroit, home of hard rock.
That is fantastic. I grew up on Juliana in East Detroit. How about that? Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
I was by Eastland Shopping Center.
Absolutely. Yep. That's amazing. Hey, Alice, I want to ask you about this garage band contest. Tell us a little bit about this and what drew you to this.
Well, the thing about Cooper's Tires and Alice Cooper, being rock and roll, it connects all, especially with Motown, tires and cars, and I'm a motorhead anyways, a muscle car guy. And they came to me and had the idea of Driven to Perform concert. And let's find the best garage band. And to me, Battle of the Bands are so traditional. When we first started our band, I mean, every weekend we were in a Battle of the Bands, and that was in 1964. So, I mean, I'm glad to see that tradition is still going. And, I mean, how many great bands are in Detroit? There's a ton of them.
Countless. And the one thing, as I watch all of these reality shows, whether, we can name them all if you want, but, one of the things about it is how much talent there is out there. Like whether it's a band, a singer, a performer, it kind of just shows everybody how much talent is out there and what it takes for one person to make it over somebody else. It's a really remarkable process, is it not?
Well, a band has got to have the basic stuff. It's got to be a great, tight band, and that just takes rehearsal and being together for a while before you start playing. I surround myself with the best players always, but with young bands, it's not just that. It's how much charisma do you have up on stage? How much do you connect with the audience? And you can't buy charisma. It's either there or it's not there. And the three bands that have finished up here I've got all those elements. So the audience is going to vote on them, and we'll see which one comes out on top.
We will certainly do that. Mr. Cooper, I want to ask you about your 28th in-studio album, Detroit Stories. What can you tell us about that, and maybe how different it's been over the last year with COVID?
Well, it's interesting because it's my last #1 album was 1973, Billion Dollar Babies. And so every 48 years I try to have a #1 album, and Detroit Stories debuted at #1. So I mean, there's 27 albums that did pretty well there, but getting a #1 is always that special thing. And I'm really glad that it was about Detroit, because I'm very proud of Detroit. And all the hard rock bands came out of Detroit. Iggy and the Stooges, the MC5, Bob Seger, Ted Nugent, Suzi Quatro. The list goes on. So Detroit is the home of hard rock.
Without question. Mr. Cooper, I got about 30 seconds left. I wanted to bring this up because I was there in the stands. 1987, WrestleMania 3, 93,000 fans. Yeah. You were here. What do you remember about that? What do you remember about that historic night?
That was 93,000. I think it was a record for an indoor crowd.
For a couple of decades.
I was with Jake the Snake, of course. Yeah, and it was just the beginning when rock and wrestling was connecting up together. And it made sense because they were both theatrical kind of things. But yeah, that was a pretty bizarre thing 60,000 of those people were blue-haired old ladies yelling, "Kill him!"
Just fantastic. I'll never forget that with you out there with Jake the Snake and my goodness, he had the bag of the python
honky-tonk
out there.
man, yeah.
Well, great stuff.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Believe me, it was bizarre.
Alice Cooper, we can't thank you enough for there you are. Can't thank you enough for your time with us a couple of minutes. Anytime you want to say something here in Detroit, you've got a home here, my friend.
Hey, thank you very much. And, you know, like I said, go Tigers. Come on, let's go. Let's
pick it up a little bit. We got the Pirates this week. It's going to snow on Tuesday, but we'll see if we can get the game in. DrivenToPerformConcert.com is the website if you want to cast your votes. DrivenToPerformConcert.com. Alice Cooper, we love you. Thanks so much, sir.
Thanks a lot, man.
You
Bye-bye.
bet.